I don't turn off movies. I'm usually like, it gets a little wonky. I'll fast forward, or I'll be like, it's a little slow. I'll go do something, bring my computer in, start working, but I'll keep the movie running. No, this movie is one of the first movies I've actually like hit the pause button and just went turn off. I was like, I am not watching any more of this. It was so bad.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NOFOLD podcast, where this episode is going to be a little bit shorter than planned because we didn't record the first 30 minutes and my camera only has 49 minutes left to record because I still have footage from 2 weeks ago on it.
Bro, I'm dead.
So, Matt Floyd, the co-host to this podcast,
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm making it. We're here. We're making this not for ourselves, because clearly we would have already lost if we were making these videos for ourselves. We're making it for our fans, for people listening. Please engage with us, talk to us, email us, TikTok us, Instagram us, Facebook us. We don't like Facebook, so don't Facebook us, actually.
Yeah, NOFOLD is a Facebook-free zone.
Yeah, like we just... Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, we're just jumping right in there.
We're just jumping.
Right
this is going to be a nice little Spitfire quick podcast. Welcome back to Robin Hood Snacks. This is not financial advice. Like, we're going straight into
we
it.
We did the NOFOLD snacks. We did the Snack Shack. We're like, snacks for the week. We've got Facebook, $1 billion, giving it out. But I feel like that's a low price. Pretty low.
I mean, Facebook basically came in. Snapchat's giving out $1 million a day. I think they've been doing that for, 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah.
And they've been, so what would that be? About 150 mil?
Yeah,
probably. So Facebook looked at that and goes, it's more than 150 million? $1 billion. So they decided to announce that they're going to give out $1 billion to creators, which to the average listener to this podcast, who's most likely a friend of ours and not a creative, you're looking at that and going, wow, $1 billion. That sounds like a lot of money. Well, to put it into perspective, YouTube has always paid out its creators a 55-45 split, 55 going to the creator, 45 going to YouTube. Over the last 3 years, YouTube has paid out over $30 billion to its creators. That's 10 times more each year.
Jeez, dude. Like, that's not even like, that's like what you were saying earlier, where it's literally like a slap to the face to offer just $1 billion if you're Facebook.
Yeah.
What are they worth? It's like so many $1 trillion.
Facebook was just valued at $1 trillion as of I think last month. So to put it in perspective, imagine you had $1,000 and you're sitting there as your thick self on the couch wondering, wow, I could really use a couple pounds. And you go, okay, I need to get fit. So you go and you scroll through the yellow pages, because we have those still. And you go blind and you just put your finger on a personal trainer and you hit him up and you say, listen, I want to turn into Michael B. Jordan from Creed. Who you don't disclose to this man that you have only $1,000 in your bank account. You say, listen, sir, you are going to turn me into Creed Michael B. Jordan for $1. Let's just say I don't think that personal trainer is just going to be like, yes, I'm so excited.
Love it.
Yeah, he's definitely beep, beep, hanging up the phone. And that's basically what Facebook's doing to its creators. Like, hey, we want our platform to be built by you. For $1.
We want to be you. You want to be us.
We want to be a creator-led platform.
Yeah.
For $1.
For $1. After our ads are playing.
Exactly. So we're going to make our dollar back on you posting content because we said we'll pay you. You're welcome.
To Facebook.
Thank you, Lizard Zuckerberg, for once again just being evil, pulling out the rug from everybody and their mother.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be tough. Facebook's trying something. It's gonna still be same old Facebook. I feel like there's gonna be some creators that are like, oh cool, we'll go over here. But like you said, there's a couple on there right now, but there's not gonna be people that are gonna be like, yo, let me leave here in my amazing house to go over here to a little shack.
Yeah. But as a creator, what I realized was Snapchat Spotlight. My best advice, go hard at Facebook until the end of 2022 to just walk away with a fat bag and then just be done with it.
Yeah, true.
Like still post to your YouTube, still go hard on whatever you're doing, YouTube, TikTok, all that sort of stuff. But like, think about maybe uploading, like you uploaded like a reel once a week, go once a day, just throw more in the lotto, make a couple mil, move on.
Dude, I'm excited because I've actually even thought about it where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll throw like a couple reels up on Facebook. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Just have some fun. And then like when we get that $100 check, we're going to be like, actually, they're going to get it back from us.
Take that, Zucky.
Zucky.
Zuck on that, bro.
Bro, the memes with that dude and the names and the things that have been said about him, I'm like, bro, that guy is just like. Speaking of that, it was we were talking about earlier KSI show. KSI show happened this last week.
KSI, the YouTuber JJ Olatunji,
yeah.
KSI Olajide.
OGD, yeah. I think he did good, but according to his fan base, not so hot.
Yeah, so to summarize as quickly as possible, KSI has been a YouTuber for the past 10 years. He's amassed over 20 million subscribers on his main channel. He shot up his second channel to over 13 million subscribers doing Reddit videos, growing like a tight relationship with his audience. And about 11 months ago, who knows what happened, but he wanted to do a live experience, a pre-recorded live type thing. So he'd make this thing, but then it would premiere and you would pay money to watch it. So for 11 months, he worked on it, brought on some of like huge artists, crazy people, got some interesting supporters to do it. And he put in $2 million of his own money into it. Well, 2 million British pounds, which is $2.7 million in our money in the U.S.
A fair amount.
Needless to say, this last Saturday, it premiered at 12 p.m. We were busy, so we didn't get to see it. No. But his audience was like, listen, bro, this ain't it. Like,
at all.
They did not like it one bit. There were lists of stuff. It was supposed to be 90 minutes. It was 70. He said it was going to be an experience of a lifetime about his lifetime. It was not. It was basically just a virtual concert with a couple cringy skits in it. Like, you know what it's... Imagine this with the KSI show. Thought this was interesting. KSI versus Logan Paul, right? Those two were like brawling, really wanted to like, decapitation first round.
Yeah.
People said that Logan Paul carried the KSI show.
Bruh.
Like, without Logan Paul, it would not have been tolerable.
Yo. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is, man, especially the beef that they always had. I see why, though. Like, I feel like there's some people that are good at stuff, and there's some people that think they're good at stuff and not good at it. And I feel like after that show, he found out, I'm not good at everything. That's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, you need to know when you're like, I'm actually not that good at that.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to point that at himself. He's going to boost his own stuff. He's going to boost his own ego. It takes enough of a dedicated, true fan base. So,
an honest fan base.
Yeah, an honest fan base. So, like, credit to his fan base to be able to be like, like, even though we like you and we support you 100%, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, awesome. Like, I would rather have a fan base like that than like Aiden Ross's fan base. That's just like toxic and just destruction. Like, it's like anyone that steps foot in there, good luck. And you're literally like converting to the horde.
And like KSI definitely shows the value in having an honest and true and a fan base that you aren't connecting on like a friendship level.
Yeah.
But you are understanding that without them, you would not be anywhere. So I feel like if he does try this again, which I think he will, it will come back a billion times stronger because he'll literally be like looking his audience dead in the face and be like, I'm serious this time. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. Oh, he has to.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, if he's going to do it again, he has to like do 100 times better. Like people, if they're like, it's a little better, it's going to hurt him. Like literally, I feel like he'll like stab himself in the foot kind of thing if he like only performs just a little bit better. Like his next time, he has to do really fucking good.
Yeah.
To be able to people are like, oh wow, like I almost like forgot he did that first time around because this one was so good. That's what he needs.
That's how that is exactly it. Like you have to go so hard that people forget you even like did it one other time.
Yeah. So like we'll see. I think like kudos to him. He's been doing it for a while. He's awesome, great creator. A lot of creators can learn a lot from him, like other creators and stuff. I know
Extremely down to earth, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he was on the the Logan Paul podcast just like a couple days ago. It was put out. I got to listen to like most of it, and it was really cool because he's like just down to earth, talks normal, like nothing crazy. Yeah, he's a major influencer in the UK, but at the same time, he's like, yo, I'm just happy to like be like hanging out with.
Happy to support the fam.
Yeah, like it's just cool. Like, and they're just like bros, and I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. Like, you never know until you actually sit down with them. It's like certain Hollywood people that like people are like, man, that person sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
I would be like, yo, man, like people look up to you, and they see you, and they like
It's
support
like never
you.
meet your heroes. Kind of thing.
And you're just like, ooh, they're not that nice, or they're not that good.
Yeah.
They just do good in movies. That's it. You're like, ooh, okay, well. Next.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, KSI, kudos to him for putting this show out. Hope the next one is 100% better.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, it's going to hurt him. And we'll see what happens. But like until then, he's going to keep creating. He's not going to stop. He's going to be doing other things. I just think now it's like, hey, you have to really triple down on what you're good at. And like the rest,
Yeah.
Similar to like what Gary Vee talks about, you know? Like cut one leg off, another arm, and then you can still make it because you know what? You're alive. You got a fresh breath of life. You can do whatever you want. So go do it now and
Facts.
take charge.
We're gonna have to do a Gary Vee episode because that man just like hits different.
Cut my little leg off
Exactly.
to be 25 again.
If I could be your own age again, oh my goodness.
What I would do, literally, I would gouge my own eyes out.
It's like Gary Vee, the type of guy you walk up to him on the street and be like, Gary, I'm struggling, bro. With like a kombucha in your hand, and you're just like, bro, I can't upload. And he's like, but you can fucking drink kombucha? Like,
How much did you pay for that? You paid $5 for that? What are you doing? Literally, you could have taken that $5 and applied it to your life and really done something with
it's like,
it.
I would drink a vat. I would dive into a thing of kombucha with nothing but my boxers if I could be able to have the freedom to create like you.
Bro, you could have been this tree. I remember that was like his biggest one. It was like this bush. You could have been that dog. Like, it's wild, man. Like, dude, I worked for him. He's awesome. The company's awesome. They're doing big things. So no diss to any of that.
But
just think it's
definitely confusion,
funny.
Gary.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like some people are just like,
I think it's still funny he's on his NFT kick.
bro.
He's
NFTs.
like, if you think NFTs are over, you're missing the point.
Like, bro, those are the best. When he's like, you don't do this, well, you're missing out. And it's like, isn't that what all the ads say? Like, if I'm not doing this, then I'm missing out. Like, it sounds like another ad. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm gonna
understand.
just invest in the Safe Moon real quick, Gary. You're like,
Bro.
it would like really get my kids to college.
And like, what's funny is like, so many people are like, dude, how do you create all that content? He has a team of people. Like, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of content.
His left arm, his right arm, left leg, right leg, content
7
machines.
fingers. Never sleeping.
If you aren't typing at 200 words per minute, you can't create at the same level as
The
me.
freaking curb. Dude. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun show when we do a deep dive on him. But I feel like we're gonna do a deep dive on a couple other people. Like, I feel like we're really good at like researching certain things and like going really far down the rabbit hole. So maybe
Yeah.
that's like a couple episodes where we like deep dive on like either creators or like just influential people within our timeline.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. But like at the end of the day, you know, KSI is going to do what KSI wants.
What are your thoughts though on pay-per-view creator content? Especially like I feel like YouTubers, you know, like they like their whole thing, like MKBHD said it best. Like you are essentially making content for free and just like ads help support you and sponsorships help support you. But at the end of the day, you technically are just making content for free.
Yeah. No, it's like, well, because the platform itself is free, dude.
Yeah.
As soon as like a platform's like, yo, this is going to be a monthly membership fee, game changer. Like people are starting to make some serious money, but then at the same point,
You lose a whole bunch of people.
The point of entry just got
Yeah, but what do you think
narrow.
about like if MKBHD was like, hey guys, we did a deep dive into iPhones, but it costs $5. Like pay-per-view content as I think it's interesting.
I feel like it could. It just depends on the niche and your audience.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people paid for the UFC fights for Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
The boxing? You
Yeah,
mean?
boxing.
Yeah.
UFC boxing. They're talking about going to UFC. Do you think you'll ever go to UFC?
Oh, Logan said he wouldn't. He'd die.
Oh yeah. But Jake, didn't he talk about that?
He
at
just
some
likes
point?
boxing UFC fighters because he knows he can win. He'll never
'cause they
actually
don't
do it.
Know how to box?
Yeah.
True. So, in that regard, though, like I feel like people will pay for that kind of content. So it depends on like the level of content. I think KSI had his mind in that avenue of like they're gonna pay for an awesome show.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a big show, and it really wasn't a big show.
Yeah, I feel like if like creators doing pay-per-view, they have to almost like make it minimum like 10 to 20 times better than anything they put out. And that means not like just like an average YouTube video, but the standard that you have set on YouTube as free content has to be better. Like if Peter McKinnon came out with a masterclass, I should be able to watch that and then by the end of the 12 hours be able to be like, I am Peter. Like if I walk out of that
Bro, your
going,
voice just changed too. You're
exactly.
like, I am.
Like, what's up, everybody? You know, like that should be me walking out of there. But if that's not like it's a flop.
Awesome.
It's a flop in my eyes.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I think it's gonna be like it's a thing to look into because you're like, yo, you can make more of a bag with pay-per-view content, but at the same time, like it's gonna be a lot harder for a lot of people to engage with you because not everyone's gonna want to pay for it. And if you gotta make it like the best stuff ever to really make money. Because that's why like people like think about it. Your most popular bars are places that aren't with cover charges.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to pay. Okay, cool. I'll come in. Cool. I'll have fun. Like I'll hang out
free
with
with ads model is just the move.
Exactly, dude. Because that's how they get you. Once you get in there, they're like, hey, here's a drink. Oh, here's another drink. Oh, by the way, just give us your card. We'll put it on a tab. It's just it's that same model, but just online.
Yeah.
It's like free to come in, but we're gonna serve you all these ads in order for us to make money, which is what every company does. So I can't get mad at them because it's like that's a good model. That's actually not a bad model, like to have. It's going to be a point when there's there's going to be a tip in the market where there's going to be creators that are like, yo, I'm this good and I know I'm this good in XYZ areas. This is when it's pay-per-view, all of my stuff. And that's when it's going to be like enough creators do that. That's when people are going to be like, oh, this just got a lot harder. Because now it's not like going to be like free for anyone. It's going to be like, here's your bottom tier free plan. You only get to see so many creators, so many people.
Yeah.
If you want to have your best creators, like this is where I see it going. You want to have your best creators. You want to be in the
Like
elite.
all of their content. Yeah.
Exclusive, part of the fan club, reaching out. You pay X amount of dollars a month to be on this platform. And you get to engage and see their content. But everyone else that's just getting the free stuff stays in the free lane. I think that's going to be the next move in social media is going to be those kind of tier systems. And top, bottom.
I mean, I feel like they're like they've tried that, but it almost like doesn't work very well.
I think
like
they
like
have,
YouTube Red, now technically YouTube Originals. Like they don't promote it that much anymore. Like they're still doing stuff.
Yeah, I just think there's not enough.
They like transitioned out of creators with it. I realized like they started doing stuff on like they did a 6ix9ine documentary. They did like a Kim Kardashian documentary. Like all that stuff. Whereas like it used to be like, here's a show where all the actors are YouTubers. Here's a show where it's literally about a YouTuber.
Yeah, I think it's when it's going to be a change in content across people's platforms. So instead of just like daily content or vlog content, it's going to be like a reality show.
I think so.
It's going to be this or this, and it's going to be like top flight.
Yeah.
Because they can afford it, and they know at some point if there's enough creators that are doing that, then they're going to get together and be like, you know what, we're making okay money right now, but for people that really engage with us and they already spend so much money with us with our merch and everything else, what's an extra $20 a month? Then the subscription model happens and it just continues to do, and then you're just paying for the best of the best. And
True.
you get only things that you want to see too. Right now it's all free. So it's like until that first content platform transitions to a tier payment system, they're all going to be free. But as soon as that one does that, then that's when the game's going to start to change. The culture as a whole is going to be like, ooh, we actually have to all start paying because now they're paying and they're the top performing platform.
I think it'll be YouTube. Like I feel like YouTube does this dumb thing, like a freaking like bad relationship that you
YouTube
keep
Rewind.
going back to. Kind of. But they will go like, oh, we really like want to invest in creators, and they'll go super hard into like investing in creators and like giving them money and support and all this stuff, and then they'll go, oh wait, never mind, adpocalypse, invest in celebrities again because they have PR teams, invest in creators, and they'll do that like
cycle.
It's like a 6-month cycle where they do that over and over again, and then when they invest in celebrities, everyone goes like, oh, YouTube, why are you doing this? And then they are like, oh, my bad, and then invest in creators, and then from a business standpoint, they're like, well, they're too chaotic to do that, so it's like. Yeah, I feel like YouTube will have if YouTube wants to like super excel, and they could take out Twitch, they could take out Facebook, they could take out all these people, is they figure out a way to like public relations invest in creators.
Yeah.
Like we're going to invest in you, but you also like get our team. You know, like we're going to build an entire show around you. We're going to build an entire show around your group or whatever, but we're going to make sure it doesn't, like, you are at the level of, like, a celebrity that you won't get canceled mid-season.
Yes. Yeah. What do you think, this is actually just kind of off the top of my head, if you had a type of content that you could create and not get made fun of for making that kind of content, what would it be?
Like, just like you can make it and you just get support for it no matter what?
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good constructive criticism, but I feel like for me, like, I like to talk about anime a lot.
Okay.
I mean, friggin' my most viewed video on my channel is an anime review.
I don't know your 5 videos.
But, yeah, seriously. But
hundreds of millions, guys. Hundreds of millions subscribers.
100 million subscribers.
Join
Mr. Beast is quaking. But yeah, like I just like enjoy anime. And if it was like something where I could just make videos, it would give me an excuse to just sit around and watch anime more and like study it. Like I love to study that type of stuff.
Yeah. Never seen an anime show.
So interesting. After this podcast, I'm gonna like recommend you one, and you just gotta like watch the first episode like tonight.
Yep, just like you need to watch 100 million movies that we've referred you to and never seen.
Watch all the movies.
Start from now. One of those, dude, and I'll answer the question. But dude, a movie that was great and this remake was not good. Space Jams, dude.
Oh my goodness! Don't even get me started on Space Jam.
Bro.
I will never, and no member of my family will ever see Space Jam 2 or the Space Jam whatever remastered.
Yeah.
Now in color.
Bro, I watched 20 minutes of this show. 20 minutes of this movie.
Don't even know how you did that.
I literally was like, I don't turn off movies. I'm usually like, it gets a little wonky. I'll fast forward, or I'll be like, it's a little slow. I'll go do something, bring my computer in, start working, but I'll keep the movie running. No, this movie is one of the first movies I've actually like hit the pause button and just went turn off. I was like, I am not watching any more of this. It was so bad. Like the acting. I feel like this is how people thought of the KSI show.
Yeah.
Like literally all this hype and they're like, LeBron James, Space Jams, Looney Tunes. Whoa, it's going to be awesome. And everyone's just like.
That was the one part where I was like, I just wasn't going to watch it at all. But I was like LeBron is arguably like now coming up to be one of the best basketball players of our time ever.
Yeah.
So I was like he earned his Space Jam, you know? So, like, I was, like, if he acted a little bad, like, whatever. But, like, I feel like they just, like, it gave off, like, Emoji Movie energy. It felt like I was just gonna, like, when they're in, like, their, like, the trailers, like, you see him in, like, the Toon World.
Yeah.
Or, like, whatever, like, the Cyber Toon World.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at it, like that definitely is just gonna have, like, every billboard under the sun in every shot. like ever for any company.
Yeah.
They'll be like, wow, I scored that like a McDonald's large Sprite. like that's the energy that I got from it.
It's your halftime Dr. Pepper show, and you're like, great.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it was, dude, after watching I literally turned it off, and I went, and I was like, please have the original Space Jams. And I looked across the platform, and I found it. I was like, thank God.
Dude.
Literally watched, like, not even, like, 20 minutes of it, just, like, watched the very end, where they had the final scene with the basketball and, like, Michael Jordan and stuff. And I was like, dude, Michael Jordan crushed that movie.
Michael Jordan was an actually good actor.
Yeah. Like really good. And like the whole cast was good. It was Looney Tunes. It was the realism and the cartoon, not just all cartoon. And I was like, man,
dude, I knew that movie.
That's how it was good.
Exactly. I knew that movie was going to be bad when I had like a solid like half an hour discussion specifically only about Lola Bunny with my mother.
Or they like took certain people out because it was like, what was it? Was it racial things or like, was it like?
Well, I mean, like the whole Lola Bunny thing, they completely like, I mean, we aren't women, so like whatever.
Yeah.
But they like, I feel like a lot of her character was rooted in the fact of she was built around this like, you know, like feminine, like very attractive.
Yeah.
And she just never,
it's like she looks really good.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
they
oh
never, but within her writing, they never made that like she made it very clear that like that wasn't what she identified herself with. Like Bugs would be flaunting over her, and she's like, "Nah, I just played basketball, dude."
Yeah.
So when they took all that away, and then went, "It's a movie for kids," it's like, what are you teaching the kid then? Yeah. You know. But then, I mean, like the Pepe Le Pew thing, like they removed an entire scene. With Pepe Le Pew in it because he was like, I think they deemed it as sexual assault, but they like switched actors or switched directors, and the director that followed cut it because Pepe Le Pew like kissed this girl like completely without consent, which is, you know, his character. That's what he does.
He's the French like
he's
connoisseur.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like that's what the French do.
Yeah,
but like no, like. Which I get, I can understand. It's a different like time, but at the same time, it's like that also is the character.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah,
like that's like it'd be different if it was like two humans, and doing that. Kids know that's a cartoon compared to something in real life.
Yeah, I guarantee you, like Billy isn't gonna watch Pepe Le Pew and be like, "Wow, I am inspired."
Yeah, I'm gonna say go for first girl I see, I'm gonna kiss. No, like. What? I didn't do that. Like, and I watched the old one, and I never was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna go kiss this girl." Like, I don't even think that was a scene in my head that I remembered ever. It was more of just like
it's just
he
a
was
culture.
Funny. Yeah, it was just funny. I was like, "Oh wow, he's gonna try," and he gets shot down. Well, welcome to the club.
Yeah,
like everyone. That was literally what I remembered him about.
I thought it was so interesting because I read an article about it, and like the whole scene is like they're in a bar, and Pepe Le Pew like comes up, and then he's like flirting with this girl, and then he like kisses her. And then he's like about to, and this girl just whips around and decks him.
Yeah.
So hard right before. And they cut the whole scene. And the actor was upset about it because she was like, yeah, that's me like taken down, like someone that's coming on to me like that. Like that's not a good thing, you know? And I'm like showing for the youth that you shouldn't be treated that way. So the actor was actually upset about it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. And like, dude, the original, man. The Monstars, like I just felt so bad. I literally called like my family and I was like, guys, do not watch this movie. They're like,
it was that you watched the first 20 minutes and took the time to call your family.
Literally, it was that bad because I was like, I do not want to put you through this hell and this be the last taste in your mouth because I don't know when the next time they're gonna watch Space Jam is the original one. So I was like, no, before you ruin your eyes. When it comes to watching a rendition of Space Jam, don't watch it because it's gonna ruin it. Like it did for me. I had to go back and watch the original Space Jam just to feel good about it because I was like, almost was like a spit in the face to the old one. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, it was definitely like I feel like that's also why we're seeing like so many like creators and why YouTube and all of them are becoming such huge platforms is because like movies are getting so corporate, like really? So bad,
so controlled.
Like you can't make a joke, get canceled for it, come back in a movie, you know, it's like, oh, there goes like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like
there's going to be a time it will eventually happen where literally people will just not give a damn.
That's what I think is happening.
It's gonna
People just
literally
won't watch
get
movies
to the point
anymore.
where it's either like, yeah, that, or the exact opposite. They just make whatever the heck they want, and no one's gonna give them flack. Nelk Boys, perfect example. No one gives them shit because they know they're gonna do the same shit, and that's just who they are.
Yeah.
And it got to the point now where it's like, okay, cool. The authorities, the government, the police will still get onto them because that's their job. But everyone else in culture is like raving about them.
Yeah.
Knowing that they're promoting partying, promoting like cigarettes, promoting like drinks, like alcohol, like other stuff. And it's just like, fuck it. This is how we are. Like, I just feel like everyone's going to start doing that.
Yeah, we'll probably see that in movies too. Like
Yeah.
if the Nelk Boys were just like, let's direct a movie, like a real movie.
Netflix did it. Look at how, dude, there's so many sex scenes in Netflix originals and Netflix shows now.
Netflix has its like out of pocket moment.
Yeah. That I'm like, whoa, how did it even get through anyone? And it's like,
Because it didn't.
Because it didn't. Exactly. It's Netflix. They can do whatever the heck they want. So I'm just like, yo. So I think more and more platforms are going to start doing that, which means the creators are literally going to be like, who cares? That's what I do. This is just my content. This is how I am. And it's going to be like,
just a content with a couple $1 million added to it.
yeah, it's going to be wild. But I think in the long run, if you ever watch the new Space Jams, please go back and watch the original ones. You don't
just watch the original. From NOFOLD to you, just watch the original. Maybe mute it when R. Kelly comes on because rip or like oof. But like then just unmute it afterwards and then you'll be good.
Yeah. It's so funny because that's like such an iconic song.
Dude, I started singing that song like a year ago, and then like my mom pauses the exposing R. Kelly documentary to be like, why are you singing that, bro? I was like, oh, frick. Wait, that's that guy? And then she was like, yeah. I was like, dang it. I like that song.
Exactly. It was such a good song. And everyone, like, that's what he's known for, is like that whole, like, Michael Jordan
getting off the UFO in Space Jam.
Yeah. That was so good.
To go continue his very, very successful career in baseball.
Bro, that man did baseball. I was like, that's trouble. But there's not many athletes that could do that.
True.
Literally go from one sport to another in the majors and like in the professional league and just be like, yeah, I'm going to pick this sport up. Granted, he wasn't
outside
that good.
of track. A lot of football players end up becoming track athletes.
I can see that. Similar to like, there's a lot of like mixes between football and soccer. And
like football and soccer or football? Like American football?
No, like football and soccer.
Okay.
You see a lot of trading.
He's like football and football.
I was going to see if you actually would catch that. That was really good. Because I was going to be like, yeah, American football. They're really great. You're like, yeah. Like, I was going to see. So that was a test on you, Sue. Good job. That was well.
You tried. I'm a Spanish guy, bro.
Yo, repping. But I think like it's gonna be good for like content creators in general across platforms to continue to grow and like be able to see like advancements in the platforms. And we're getting back to like the original, like what were we talking about? No, Facebook. Yeah. But like being able to see stuff grow within the platforms. And honestly, like right now, like it's been talked about for a while, Netflix going into the gaming community, starting to do like literally smartphones, tablets, like that kind of gaming, not like console gaming.
Yeah, Netflix is moving into game streaming.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting.
I mean, they're doing well on YouTube. They're doing well on Twitch, everywhere else for live streaming. So it's like, why not jump on that same board? You got one of the biggest like eyeball
so many
providers.
companies have tried it. I mean, Nvidia is probably the most successful one. There's xCloud, which is kind of it goes like really good and then flops, and really good and then flops.
Just belly flops.
Yeah, but I feel like if Netflix actually genuinely cares about it and genuinely puts in like, I'm talking like it would suck if you failed money, like you could see Netflix like take over.
Oh yeah.
But I think the direction more that they're going towards, which I could be wrong, it's not cloud gaming, but it's more of like Apple Arcade. Mm-hmm. Like Apple Arcade For those of you who don't know, because nobody uses it.
Apple Arcade. What is this?
Yeah, it's like a monthly subscription that you pay for that gives you like a suite of mobile games that are like good mobile games.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Pop the Balloon. It's like genuinely really well made mobile games that you can only play on Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where Netflix is going. Like they were talking about how they're investing into game development, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So they're going to build their own games.
Yeah. That's the real win because then it's exclusive kind of style of games. And if, like you said, the games are ridiculously good, people are going to buy it.
Like I wonder,
100%.
like they mentioned game development, but let's be real, it's just like a game company buying. So like I wonder if they're just gonna like have like, you know how there's like time releases, like, oh, this is only available on PlayStation for the first 6 months and then it will move to Xbox. I wonder if they'll do stuff like that for mobile games.
I can see it.
Like, hey, this is only available on Netflix for the first year and then it will be available everywhere else.
And I didn't know, but like mobile gaming is huge.
Mobile gaming accounts for 50% of the gaming market.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Did you know that there's more women gamers than male gamers because of mobile? No, specifically because of mobile.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, like the Candy Crushers of the world. Like, you know, like everyone thinks like gaming is this male dominated like testosterone's like thing, but it's literally statistically proven there's more women gamers.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, the
mobile gaming's huge.
Yeah, it's going to continue to blow up. Dude, it's like, it's funny how I see more and more ads for mobile gaming and they just keep going up and up and up and up, more and more and more. And I'm like, but I don't play mobile games just because like I have so many other things going on. But I feel like for the average person, like a subway ride, a train ride, any kind of commuting, whip out the phone, start playing the games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow, like I don't have time to really sit there and play on my phone, I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially in like my setup of life, whereas other people, transportation, like any kind of like logistic traveling and stuff, they have nothing else to do. It's like listen to music or play games. And
Yeah,
I was
I feel
like,
that.
dude, like that's like in New York, that was massive. I remember seeing so many people out, not only with their phones, like every human being on earth, but literally playing games. And I'm like, wow, that or reading. That's a lot of people reading and then listening to music. And then you always wanted to keep one eye open on the subway because you never know what's going to quite happen. The stuff you saw on the subway, dude,
You never know. Someone's just going to play an intense game of Pokemon Go. If they're going to Pokemon battle and forget the Pokemon.
I saw someone posted the other day on Subway Creatures that it was like they were playing Uno, but with giant cards. I was like, that's awesome.
That's
like
great.
literally there was like a ref with a whistle and he's like, reverse, and like someone plays this giant card and like skips this person and they're literally like placing bets, like the people around them are like taking cash and like placing bets on like who's winning and stuff. I was like, that's hilarious. That'd be awesome.
Great.
But at the end of the day, smartphones, they're gonna keep blowing up with mobile gaming. I'm excited to see what Netflix does. I feel like they're going to continue to crush because it's Netflix. They're doing right. They're not like going to be failing anytime soon unless they do like something like idiocracy move, which I don't see them doing, but that's the only way that it's going to hurt them is if like they create mobile games, but they're like really bad, like horrible, where they're like, no one wants to play this. Then it's going to be like, all right, we just took so many millions of dollars and just lit it on fire. But like, other than that, it's going to be a win for them.
I feel like the mobile games will win. I bet Apple's going to be the one to do it. But you know how like AirPods came out and just like everyone was like, those are stupid. And then now there's AirPods on Matt's desk as I speak, and there's AirPods in my pocket. Like everybody has AirPods. Like I feel like when someone nails the mobile game controller, like nobody's gotten it right.
Oh yeah.
Like a really pocketable, you get the joysticks, you get everything. Like really solid controller that everybody and their mother's like, if I don't have this, I'm missing out on playing this next battle royale or like stuff like that. I feel like that's gonna be nuts. That's when you'll see the mobile market just like take over everything else.
So, granted, good point. Do you see phones leaving the smartphone look and going back to like how flip phones were and stuff? And remember the phones that had like the flip switches and stuff that you could like toggle and use as like not sticks but like analog push buttons and stuff?
I don't think so, but I do think you'll see,
because those were sick.
Like you'll see collaborations with whatever game like controller company being like, it's really like our phone is really compatible with the gaming controller.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like the
Yeah.
triggers work really well on our phone.
Yeah.
You know?
Like someone's going to sell their soul to Apple and they're going to be like, hey, what is it going to take for us to build our controller to be like perfect on all of your devices?
True.
They're like, what? How big of a?
They're gonna go.
How big is that?
Oh
paycheck?
yeah, forgot about that, and then just like go back into their R&D and build one. Speaking of Apple,
Yeah, they're gonna build their own.
What I found out recently
Go for
is Apple actually invented the USB-C cable, but they chose not to put their name on it because they didn't want people to get upset that at the open sourceness. Because you know how Apple charges a tax on like MFI certification for iPhone stuff? Like they wanted it to be open source, but they didn't want people to get upset that, oh, why you charge 10% for MFI certification on every product that you sell, but not for USB-C. So if you actually go onto USB-C's website, Apple is a contributor to building USB-C. So they like legitimately built it and went like, I guess everybody can use this one. We don't need it.
We don't really need it. Like, we don't need that money. So I guess we'll give it to the public. We'll just let them fight over it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
Like, that's such an Apple thing.
I'm about to say, dude, I'm not surprised. Like,
yeah.
Low key, when I was in the Apple store today, granted, got another computer, I literally was like, there was a way to get this computer with a discount, and it was not working. And I was like, it's the Apple way.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like they painted the way for like how they want all of their process to go. And even if you're like, I'm going to ask support to see if there's a loophole, they thought about that loophole.
Yeah.
There was like forums on stuff where we were like, me and another worker from Apple were like trying to figure out if we could get this thing in here today so I could walk out with the product. And it was like, well, we try this. Oh, we try this. Literally, all these articles were like, this is not possible. You were an idiot.
Yeah.
This will not work. And we're like, I guess they thought about everything already.
Apple's just cracked because they're like years ahead. Like, I don't remember exactly like where I found out about the whole USB-C thing. It was a YouTube video, but like someone explained it. Like, they chose not to be a part of it because also if it was like the Apple USB-C, companies would literally just not use USB-C specifically because they wouldn't want it like to be associated with Apple. But I don't know how they got there, but they're like somehow Apple playing like friggin' extra dimensional chess, like because people innovated so much on USB-C, it's what allowed them to have their iMac be so thin, only have USB-C ports. Because and also on that regard, had Apple not made a USB-C port, their iMac wouldn't be able to be as thin because a USB-A literally is too big for an iMac. Like it's
wild.
Like Apple just like,
dude,
like the
Apple,
things that they do.
Someone referred to them as the Terragenesis of our like culture. And if you know what Terragenesis is, it's from Terminator.
Yeah.
And it's like Skynet. So it's
yeah.
Literally, they were like, yeah, this is Skynet. Like the Apple is Skynet. And I was like,
it's basically
wrong.
True. Like the fact that Apple, like even AirPods is a Fortune, I think 100 company if you just pulled it out of Apple.
Yeah.
And the fact that like they made that, probably knew people were going to go, what the frick? And then just everyone was going to own them. Like, bruh. Like just the like amount of like future planning, like it's genuinely insane to like think of how, which is interesting because nowadays Apple ain't too innovative on a lot of like stuff like iMacs and stuff, but like interesting to think about like how far out they think and how much they're like, yeah, just be prepared for when the iPhone is really waterproof because it doesn't have a single port. Like, you know?
Everything's going to be wireless, dude. Like,
exactly.
It's going to be a matter of time before that thing is like just like a chip and it's all like through headphones, like AirPods or something. Or you could get like attachments for like add-ons for like what you can do, but literally everything's going to be like so synced perfectly. Like there's going to be no like cross problems of like, oh, it's disconnecting or not connecting. Like there will be an established like almost like a
it'll almost be wired.
Yeah, like a VPN connection with everything. And literally it's just going to be like all talk back. Like you can talk to text, you can talk to do this. Everyone's already doing that. It's just not quick enough and not efficient and not like good enough yet to like have people like on board across like a whole generation.
And they're trying to do that with iOS 15. All the Siri stuff is done or like a lot of basic tasks are done in the phone now, not via. So like you could be like, Siri, change my screen brightness instantly.
Yeah. Literally, it's going to be that way, dude. So it's going to be like no one's going to text anything. It's going to be like, oh, yeah. And they're going to be like reading off your calendar. You're going to read off your day. What do you have going on? You're going to be like, well, actually, you know what? Change that schedule and then send this invoice to this person at this email address. And then you can be like, is it this email address or this one? Like, you won't even have to spell that shit out. Literally, it's going to be there for you.
Yeah.
Like, I see that happening, and I'm like, yo, that's it.
It's literally going to be like I don't know who's going to do it first. Probably not Apple, because Siri kind of sucks, but it will be like, like AI will get like so good. It will just be like, hey Siri, is it cool if I like take the next week off to like go to Hawaii? And it's like, well, looking at your bank account, I mean, I guess you could. You'll be a little broke, but like you'll get a paycheck in 2 weeks. And
this paycheck's going to be X amount of dollars plus your taxes. So
you'll be fine. And I just got off the phone with your boss. He said you could get the week off if you wanted. Yeah, it's up to you.
It's going to be wild.
Like it's legitimately going to like feel like you have your own like assistant.
Yeah.
Like literally just like you're just going to like be like sitting there, and then Siri's going to be like, why haven't you left yet? You have an appointment in 15 minutes.
Or they're gonna be like calling the office, being like, "Hey, we're gonna be 10 minutes late."
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Like, hey, notice that your REM sleep's been a little off, so I just let them know you're gonna be an hour late, and I let you sleep in. Like, you're welcome,
bro. I'm gonna have the laziest AI. It's gonna be literally like that person. Like, it's gonna be like, "Yeah, what do you want to do today?" I'm gonna be like, "I'm gonna work," and they're like, "All right, cool. Let me cancel this meeting." Cancel lunch. You don't need to eat. Maybe sleep is an option. You know what? I'll check back with you in 12 hours. It'll be like,
hello, Matt. You have a meeting in 30 minutes. Would you like to attend it? I don't know, Siri. I'm in the middle of watching something. Okay, look at your webcam and smile. Thank you. Now you will be able to go do whatever you want, and I'll cover for you.
Bro, mine's not going to be that nice. Mine's going to be like, hey, you shithead. You got a meeting in 10 minutes. And be like,
no.
Yeah, I don't want to. You got to go right now. Or I'm going to cut both your arms off and your legs because you are a champion and you're going to make it in life. It's actually going to be a Gary V AI. Can you imagine?
With that being said, AI will control our lives. Soon to be only here on the NOFOLD. You just got the exclusive laydown on the next 5 years of future. Call that an Apple Renaissance type beat. But yes, we will join you next week when we talk all about probably some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna keep going with better and better conversations.
Probably. Hopefully
our AIs do the same too.
Hopefully we'll just like deep fake the next episode because I'm tired of editing them. See y'all next time.